evaluating without a calculator the sine of negative 135 degrees. So here's what I want us to do. Let's go to the big unit circle. Negative 135, do you understand that if I rotate negative 135, that's taking me into the third quadrant at the same location as 225 degrees. Do you understand those are coterminal angles? And so if I want the sine of negative 135, is that the x or the y coordinate? It's the y coordinate. So that is just negative square root 2 over 2. You don't need it, right. It's just a lot of you look at your circle and you go.
Like if we're doing the tangent, we need to show that as
for tangent, yes. For tangent, because you've got to put sine over cosine. Like you don't, yeah.
It's not just one.
You're right. If it's sine or cosine, you could have just an answer. Okay. But tangent, no. You're going to have to put sine over cosine.
Gotcha, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so use your unit circle and try sine 90 degrees. So you're going to go locate 90 degrees, and the sine is that positive, or I'm sorry, is it the x or the y coordinate? It's the y. We went around the room and did this because I wanted it to stick. So anybody, what's sine 90? 1. All right, tangent 300 degrees. Well, here's the work that you're going to want to write down. Tangent is sine over cosine. So I'm going to have sine 300 degrees over cosine 300 degrees. So I'm going to go to my circle. I'm going to go find 300 degrees. Sine is negative square root 3 over 2. And cosine is 1/2. So definitely on tangent, you will have some work. We reviewed this yesterday. When you have a fraction divided by a fraction, we did this in our rational unit, you multiply by the reciprocal. So the 2's cancel, and I get negative square root 3. So on the next quiz, you will not have a unit circle. Okay, on the next quiz, you will not have a unit circle. So when we're done, before I have us do those flashcards, I want us to stop and think about what method is going to make sense to you. And then we're really not going to do anything new. Thursday, Friday, we're going to take 2 days. And now without having the unit circle in front of you, how are you going to do this? All right, so cosine 120. Anybody, what'd you get? Negative 1/2. There you go. All right, so here's your big idea. Okay, let's kind of put this at the end. Here's the big idea. If the angle is quadrantal, does anybody remember what quadrantal meant? If it's on the axes, good job. So that was like 0, 90, 180, ... Then draw a unit circle. X is cosine of the angle. Y is sine the angle. And tangent is sine over cosine. Here's a quick example. If I wanted the cosine of 270 degrees, all I have to do is know where cosine or where 270 degrees is, and am I looking at the x or the y coordinate? Yeah, Angela? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what we're headed to. But I'm pausing a moment to do the quadrantal angles first, okay? So, well, I can't draw a triangle. That's the issue because there's no reference angle when it's on an axis. Okay? It's a great question. So, what would be the cosine of 270 degrees? Davy? It is 0. So, and here's how you get it. 200, you now need to know where 0, 90, 180, 270, and 360 are. I go here, and cosine is the x-coordinate. Let's do another one. What if I ask you for the sine of pi? So you need to understand where angles in radians or degrees are located. Where do I find pi? Yeah. Okay, awesome. Pi, you should remember, if 2 pi is 360, pi is 180. So then what would be the sine of pi? 0. Okay, so this is my first one. Here's the second one. If the angle is not quadrantal, here's how, this is my personal preference, okay? If the angle is not quadrantal, sketch the angle. And create a triangle. Use SOHCAHTOA to evaluate. So these are your two options. Either it's quadrantal and you're just going to read it off, or 2, it's not quadrantal and we're doing the unit circle. So it's going to be a 30, 45, or 60 degree reference angle, or it might be in radians. So let's look at one of these. And let's say I want the tangent of 5 pi over 6. All right, now this is where you have to really understand what we laid out with the unit circle. What is pi over 6? 30 degrees. So what is 5 sets of pi over 6? 150. So this is going to be second quadrant. What's the reference angle? 30 degrees. So I'm not going to do the unit circle per se. I'm going to use my traditional 30-60 right triangle. I'm up and I'm left. Then I'm going to do my TOA. That's 1 over negative square root 3. We rationalize and put our negative up in the top. That's negative square root 3 over 3. All right, let's do one more. What if I have the sine of 4 pi over 3? So here's where me asking you to just know cold, what was pi over 3? 60 degrees. So then what's 4 pi over 3? Don't touch a calculator. Okay, we should be able to do this. What's 4 times 6? 24. So that's 240 degrees. What quadrant am I in? Which one? Third. And isn't that 60 degrees away? So across from 30 is going to be my 1. The hypotenuse is 2. So sine 4 pi over 3 is negative square root 3 over 2.